Hey folks, welcome back. Well, we're going to get back on this 1972 Chevy Camino with the AC installation here. This is the brand of the product we're using here. So in the previous two videos, I attempted and hopefully did a decent enough job showing how we removed all the original HVAC boxes and all that stuff, because pretty much and the controller and all that kind of stuff, because all this stuff is all going to be taking place with this unit right here, you know, plus having a new control and all that stuff. So today project is getting this mounted under the dash where it goes. So we'll kind of look through some of the instructions here, because they're talking about aligning the mounting plate, which is here. This is the mounting plate. They call this other plate right here a block off plate. And so basically what we're going to do is we're going to detach from these three screws right here. We're going to detach this and put it in place in here. Now it doesn't go on this side, it's going to go inside up against like this, but you line it up right here and it says that there's a few holes that are already in existence and you have to drill the rest of them out, which that means, you know, we're going to find out maybe this one's got a bolt in it. We'll go ahead and bolt it up, and then maybe another one's got one, you know. And eventually what's going to end up happening is this piece right here with these, you know, welded in studs on here. You know, you can see they're not bolts, they're kind of tack welded or whatever the heck they do to get them in there. But anyways, this is going to go just like this. You can see that slant and everything, and it's going to go up here like this. And then the other piece will, because these nuts will come off, the other mounting piece will go in there, and these will get sandwiched together. In this step right here, they're talking about number 6, remove the lip around the large rectangular opening so the cover plate will fit flush to the firewall. Which, you know, they're showing photo 3. This is what I was just showing you, how that plate's gonna go, because this is looking in from the engine bay, you know. But the lip they're talking about is this lip right here. We're gonna have to cut that off and make that flush. Anyways, I'm just gonna take a little, you know, kind of like a die grinder type thing and just kind of go along here and cut that. I'm probably gonna just go ahead and do that now, and then you know, I don't know if I'm also gonna maybe scrape off some of this old sealant stuff too. Probably going to, just to get it all clean and flush and a nice good look and everything like that. So I'm gonna start with doing that, and then we'll align that that mounting plate, the one that actually goes on the inside. We'll align it out here, see which holes we need to can use to secure it, and then drill the rest of them out, and then we'll keep on going from there. Alright, so I got a little bit of this cleaned up a little bit more. What I elected to do for most of this, I was starting to cut it off right here, but I decided to just go ahead and make a notch right in here and then just straighten this lip out, and that seemed to work pretty good. I can do a little bit better job of it, but I got all that stuff cleaned out. So you know, this best thing we can do with this deal is get that plate on there, get the holes drilled out where they need to go, and then we can throw just like a coat of paint over the top of this after I do some more cleaning on it. I'll probably get it all pretty much, you know, polished down, and then get some of these, like here's a raised edge right here, just kind of get that pounded back in flat and flush, along with something like this and here, and you know, try to get all of this stuff kind of, see there's like an edge right here where the, you know, the heater core lines kind of pounded and vibrated a little bit or something, or maybe it's like that. Anyways, I don't know, but get all these kind of You know, this kind of needs to be pounded in a little bit. This right here, see how it's raised up, you know. I don't know if maybe something like that, if that plate's going to reach that, so maybe we won't have to worry about that. But this one for sure, and obviously these ones are going to be blocked off. So, you know, get all that stuff done and go from there. But let's get this plate kind of put into position and see how that looks. All right, so I'm finding that the only holes that don't need to be drilled, I got a couple of bolts right back in here, and this one did line up for one of them ones that was already threaded, so it's kind of similar to that deal right there. That was nice to be able to put that one in, hold it in place, get these other bolts. You know, you may have to get someone to, you know, help you start them. I've got my little tricks and stuff like that. But you can see now that we're going to need to drill like this hole, this one, that one, that one. We'll have to drill this one out, but we can leave it for now. And then that one right there. These three mount the unit on the back, so we don't need to do those. So anyways, yeah, that's how that's going to go in there. And yeah, none of these other holes or anything like that lined up. So, and then when we get this, like I said, we get all these holes drilled, and I'll take you and show you the inside a little bit there too. So, we'll get these holes drilled, get this plate back off of here because it doesn't go here, it goes on the inside, and then get this all clean, get it flat as possible, get everything, throw some paint on it, and you know, that way we've got some, you know, don't have bare metal underneath or anything like that. And then we'll keep on going from there. And then when we do end up putting this plate on, you know, we're gonna, you know, that this plate obviously is gonna go out here just like this, and then now these holes will be drilled out. You're using that as a template, but then what we'll end up doing is, you know, obviously that original opening is right here, so we'll probably run a bead of silicone around here like this, but we're also going to run it along the edge here, you know, inside of here, so it doesn't really come out, right all along there like that. And then take these nuts off and then stick that thing through. And I don't know exactly the process of getting that in there, but anyways, let me take you and show you in the inside here. Okay, so there is those two bolts that we didn't have to drill. They're on that side, you know, there's the original opening there. My trick is I just came in here with a pair of needle nose pliers, had a bolt that, you know, was long enough, grabbed a hold of it. Oh shit, can't see nothing there, can you? Just grab a hold of it like this and pull as you're putting the nut on the outside, and then once the nut hits the pliers, switch the pliers and go on the outside, grab it right here and go on the rest of the way with the bolt. It's not really that hard. But anyways, you can see we're all blocked off there. So basically what's gonna happen is, you know, like any place we drill out and everything like that on this plate right here, you know, we'll have to figure out where, you know, I don't know if this is going to be in the, if that deal there is going to be in the way, a little plastic thing or not. I'd like to leave this stuff in here and sandwich it in between this, but if not, then we'll just clear it all out of there and prep this side too. I haven't decided on that yet, so like to keep it just for, you know, noise and this, that, and the other. That's what it was originally for, and some insulation, you know. But yeah, so we just keep on going there. So okay, so now we've got our holes all drilled. It ended up being like that one. This was actually that one that I had that little screw into, because it had a hole just like that, you know, but there's one right there. The top of that plate's gonna go right about there, but we got another one there and another one there, and I believe down there, yeah, I think this one's just gonna be covered up, and one right in there. It's a little hard to see, but then I went ahead and got everything all cleaned up a little bit more, and then I went ahead and just put sprayed on some paint plus primer stuff together, just to, so it didn't have bare metal and stuff underneath of here and anywhere else, you know. I'm not a painter, so I don't know if that's a good idea or not, or if I did all right. Obviously just stuck a piece of cardboard in there to keep paint from going inside. Yeah, so we just let this dry, and then the next thing is we'll put this plate, like I said, we'll do the silicone around here, and what I'm gonna do is to stick this in here, since I don't have anybody, you know, to hold it and everything like that, is I'm just gonna take a couple of self tappers and gonna go like right in this area and put like one here and one here to kind of hold this up against there, and then when I go inside, then I'll be able to put the other plate back up in there, because these will be stuck through, you know, these right here will be stuck through, and then we'll get those going. But the self tappers will probably go right in here and here, and probably just leave them in, just get some short ones or whatever and do that, and then yeah, just keep on going. We'll get that box mounted in there. Okay, made a little bit of a mistake. It's not a huge deal, but that's what I'm going to point it out to, so that you all, hopefully you see this before and don't make the same mistake. So now this is the plate that goes here. The holes are all drilled and everything. I mean, right now it's just sitting in there. I don't have the silicone or anything like that on it, but you can see, you know, we had drilled this hole out because that other piece had a deal like this, which is this, and I made a mistake thinking these were the 3 holes that mounted the box to it, but I was wrong. You need to drill this hole and not drill this, because you could see when we line this up, all your holes line up down there. It's not a huge deal, but like I said, this hole right here didn't have to be there, so we'll just have to plug some Bondo or something like that into it, and you know, just is what it is. But that's why we're doing this video, so that you know, as I do this, whatever, I can make the mistakes, and hopefully you don't make them, and hopefully I don't make any big mistakes. But anyways, there is where your studs come through. And actually, since, you know, a few of my holes are just quite out of alignment, this plate is wanting to stay. It's like right now I'm tapping on it. It's wanting to stay in place, so I don't need to do the self-tap and screw deal, because I should be able to just line that other plate right up in here and you know, mount that box and whatnot. So, and actually, had I have noticed in this step, would have told you exactly how that went. So it always pays to read through the instructions ahead of time. Anyways, we got that mounted on there now, so we're going to go a little bit ahead to installing the expansion valve. And so you can see that they got, you know, the expansion valve that's going to mount right here, and then that capillary tube right here is going to go up, and it's going to go right on here, I assume, with this clip. And then we've got this insulating putty kind of sort of stuff. Got our O-rings here. This looks like probably just some lubrication to put on these O-rings to you know, put it in here. And anyways, yeah, so that's get that thing put on here. Okay, so out of this bag of O-rings, this one right here is the one that's gonna fit. I'll just get it, I got it lubricated. And just push it in there. And then this part right here swivels, so you'll need a 7/8 size wrench for that, and then a 5/8 to hold on to that. And then as per the picture, that's where it's gonna go. All right, so it's gonna be just like that. Right now we're gonna leave this on here because, you know, you'll come in here with your discharge lines, low side basically. Line will come in here, go off of that. So anyways, now this deal right here is gonna go and kind of, you know, I'm gonna have to snake this around and probably go behind this or something like that, you know, make it cleaner look and stuff like that. And then we'll clip that clip on there, and then we got this insulating putty to put on there. So anyways, got that clipped on there, clipped on really nice. And we got the capillary tube, they call it, you know, just kind of tucked kind of out of the way, so it's not going to be in the way. We might have to bend this a little bit more down or something like that, you know, because the heater hose will come right in here. We'll just have to see how that goes. But now we're going to go ahead and get the insulating putty, which I'm probably going to leave off for right now until we get this line on, because I want room to be able to maneuver this, and it will cover it all up. But yeah, I'll probably do that later. It's not a huge deal. I just wanted to get this on while it was out here and stuff like that. So anyways, yeah, we'll keep right on going. All right, so there is the box installed in there. Like I said, the plate in the back by the firewall, you know, stayed in place just fine to line up all of these and get them in there and stuff. A couple of the bolts are a little hard to get to. I don't know on that one bolt, you know, because you're supposed to mount the box and stuff. There's an only way to do it is to do it beforehand. But that one that where I misdrilled the hole for it and all that, honestly, I don't know how you're supposed to get a nut on there, because I can't even get in there, and I can't even feel for the stud or anything like that. You know, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But I got all the rest of them in. You can see that here's the top of the deal there. Now that stuff right here, I didn't really know how that this little top was supposed to go on here. It just kind of clipped, but it didn't really want to stay, so I glued it on, and it looks like I used a little bit too much, some of that Gorilla Glue. I mean, it's going to stay on, it's going to be fine, you're not going to be able to see it, but that's, you know, that's where your defrost duct will go out on this side, and then go right down into here to your defrost ducting right here. That's what that's for. So anyways, yeah, that's the only thing we need to do now. Is we need to kind of pick up on this a little bit. We need to drill a hole, because this little nipple right here, you need to drill a hole, and there's a little hose to attach there for your you know, your condensation drain for this thing. It'll come out right through the floor there, so we need to drill us a hole there, and then we can tuck all this carpet and stuff back up in there a little bit. Probably have to, you know, cut the carpet around so it kind of goes around this a little bit and gets stuffed up inside there. So anyways, you know, and then I don't know if it's gonna be, they had a ground wire coming out of here, you know, because your only other wire that you're gonna have here is you got, you know, there's gonna be a plug that matches this, goes in there, and then there's gonna be another plug that's gonna plug inside of this actuator right here. And then obviously they have the ground. I think this might be good enough, but with the paint and all that stuff, I'm not sure that's gonna work or not. We'll just have to, that'll be remain to be seen. But if not, I mean, this wire needs to go get grounded somewhere. So, all right, there's our drain tube right here. And I'm not exactly sure where it's gonna, you know, if it's just gonna hang there, or maybe when the fender gets put up in place, we'll see if we can attach it to it somehow or something. Not sure yet, but for right now it's gonna do just fine, even if it was there. And we got the carpet all kind of around in place up there. So the next thing is there's a support bracket. See, this thing does kind of wiggle, you know, a little bit, but they've got these 2 screws right here. So here's a picture right there of what they're talking about. We don't have to have this in there yet. I mean, we should be able to get that in there just fine without. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this on here first. Came with this little bag of screws together with it. Alright, so it goes in there like that. You can see the bend, how the bend goes, you know, in like that, and then gets attached right there. Oh, I can't focus. Anyways, that made it a lot better. Oh, that's nice. Okay, good call, guys. Definitely needed that. So anyways, well, we're just gonna keep on going here. All right, so now that we've got all this mounted in here, got this got the tube and all that stuff going through there, front brace, the next step in here is control and wire harness installation, which is probably where I would have wanted to go anyways, because it just seems to make sense now that you know, what we need to do is you know, the controller goes in here, and so you want to do that before you do like the ducts up here and stuff like that. So, and then we can test a lot of the stuff. You know, we can get it hooked up, and it's all electric, so we should be able to test like the fan and the dash and all that type of stuff. Won't be able to test like heat and cold, but until you get the car warmed up and running. Anyways, we are going to, we can do that, or we could run heater lines and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't really matter, but I think the next video is what we're going to do is end up getting the wired harness and all that stuff kind of in here and everything like that, so that we can start with that. And yeah, I was just kind of thinking probably just gonna go ahead and get all the wiring and stuff like that done and get it in here. One thing I did find was, you know, this vacuum line right here goes right straight through the firewall, and that's the main supply. So what I'm gonna do is find out where this hose goes, pull it off and cap it off here, and that should take away all the vacuum in this dash. That way we don't have to worry about anything, and then we can just leave these, you know, like this. We could just, you know, tie it up in here somehow and just leave it in here. So yeah, anyways, the next video will be the wiring and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, thanks for watching.